Okay, hi, hello, welcome back to Higher and Beyond. This is the place for us to learn about personal development, personal growth, and self improvement. I have someone here is already with me. So, Leonor Carvalho, our guest speaker today. Hi, Leonor.
Hello.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay, but for all of you who doesn't know who is Leonor, Leonor is a life coach, hypnotherapist, and somatic technique who is specialized in helping high achieving introvert entrepreneur around the world to reduce overwhelm. Wow. Okay, Leonor, how's everything going? You've been working with many people around the world, helping many people around the world, an entrepreneur, especially women and mom. And would you like to tell us um, how are you actually, as a life coach, how are you guiding people and women to overcome the overwhelm, especially the burnout and stuff like that?
Yes, so I work with a lot of people that they come to me and they say literally, "Fix me, I'm broken." So
Ooh.
that's how they feel because they feel so overwhelmed. Life has just become too much. So everything is hard. They feel broken, even though I'm not. They are not. And that's the first thing that I say to them, you are not broken. And it's all about kind of knowing yourself. It's all about doing the inner work because often they are buying into thought patterns that are adding to the overwhelm, or they are like doing things that are not aligned with who they are, and they are tired, they are exhausted from, especially if they are moms, they have a lot of mental load. So it's all about my work. It's all about doing that inner work that we need so that people can actually create a life with more purpose, more joy.
Hmm. How did you find the idea that you would like to help people and women overcome this situation? Because personally, maybe they don't realize if they have the burnout, or they feel like I'm introvert, but I'm not actually realize that I'm introvert.
Yeah. So there are two things. I didn't get the idea. The idea got to me. So I didn't specifically chose to work with this, but this was the type of clients that I was getting. Over the years, I start to see a pattern here. And regarding the introvert, there is still a big misunderstanding about what introversion means. So people think that because they are not shy, they are not introvert. So it's often confused. And introversion is about how you recharge your batteries. So you can be introvert but not be shy, and you can be an extrovert and be shy. So introverted people, they need to spend time by themselves to recharge batteries, while extroverted people, they recharge with other people in social environments, with communicating and being with other people. So what happens is that there are a lot of introverted people that they are draining out, they are draining their batteries out, because especially for business owners, you need to be out there all the time. You need to show up, you need to go to networking events, you need to be talking with people at the time. And then if you are not taking time for that, for you to recharge, then your battery runs out eventually.
Hmm. Wow. Sometimes I personally, think that I'm extrovert, but I feel like, oh, I'm a little bit shy to do this. But when I'm alone, I feel like, I don't know. I feel lonely or something like that. But when I'm out, even though just see people out there, it feel like, ooh, I kind of recharge. Is that what you mean about recharge outside?
Yes, that like when you are with other people, you recharge your battery, you feel more thing. And you can
Mm,
also be a bit of both. There is what is called the ambivert, that depending on the day, on the mood, or the phase of life, they can either be more introverted or extroverted.
oh, I see. And what about the burnout? Um, What kind of burnout that usually you help your clients?
So like it's when chronic stress became too
Mm-hmm.
much. It it's like not necessarily only because of work. It's mainly work, but it can also be like because of kids, like especially small kids. And put that together with work, then you have a cocktail for disaster.
Ooh.
And there are some traits that those persons have that add to it. For example, they have hard times setting boundaries, saying no. They have high expectations on what they should and shouldn't be doing and what they want to do. So all of these things together, they make you like, let's say, more prone to go into this burnout state.
Hmm. So there's not only one thing because of work. It's not only because of work you can be burnout, but it can be um, from anything.
It's like anything that causes, like, if you're experiencing stress, it's normally associated more with work.
Uh
But
huh.
if you're experiencing stress for a long period of time, like chronic stress, and you're stressing, and then that can develop into you getting into a burnout.
Right. Okay.
So there is like parental burnout that is because of family life. There is like work related burnout.
Okay. So, what kind of, as a life coach and hypnotherapist, and you also somatic technique, what strategies do you usually use to help your clients to overcome this burnout?
First, like it's how can I start? First, we need to find strategies. Like I need to understand what are they doing,
Mm,
because there is not a one recipe fits everything. Like why are they getting themselves into this? Why are they creating this to themselves? And then it's about changing the mindset, like some little changes in the mindset, and kind of helping them to distress, for example, with breath work, teaching them how to breathe, or with hypnotherapy, how for relaxing, and to gain resources to cope with stress when it comes, because stress is part of life. We cannot run away from it. So, and then it's about, for example, if it's a person that doesn't cannot say no,
mm,
it's about like understanding why that happens, like where it comes from, and working with that person so that that person can learn how to say no. Because if you're saying yes to everything, everything that you're saying yes, you're saying no to your that you don't want to say yes, you're saying no to yourself.
mm. Well,
So it depends a lot on the person.
all right. So everything is depending on the person. What actually cause the cause of this stress and what burnout, and then you start work with this person using this kind of technique. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
there are like things that are specific to the person, because what I, from my experience, what I've learned is that a lot of these behaviors they come from our childhood. A lot of the
Mm,
things that causes us, for example, to have poor boundaries, to be a people pleaser, they come from our childhood. So we need to
wow.
always do a bit of childhood healing with hypnotherapy, for example. And then so it's like individual, but at the same time there are things that I always do. I always like help them with coming up with some strategies, like some systems for them to simplify their life, and to teach them how to relax, because often they don't know how to relax.
Hmm. I think this is something that many people I can see. It's hard for them to take time to relax for themselves.
Yes, because they feel guilty about it.
Yeah, it seems like no, I feel like I'm not doing anything, mean I'm not productive, so I need to do something, but it's still actually not productive on the uh same level, but it's like working without taking break, and then it become like burnout, right?
That is called productivity guilt. When
Oh,
you feel
would you like
guilty
to
when
tell
you're not.
us,
So
please?
it's just when you feel guilty that you're not working, that you're not doing anything productive. So, and then because of that, you tend to be working all the time because if you're not doing anything productive, you feel guilty.
Hmm.
So it's
Yeah.
to snap out of that guilt. And the most productive thing that you can do is of actually it's resting. Because if you don't rest, you cannot work so well because you can work until a certain level. But then the
Hmm.
productivity comes down because you feel you are tired, you are more stressed, so you cannot perform as well.
Yeah. What is it um the cause that people feel guilty about resting?
It's often because they are trying, it's this limiting belief that I'm not good enough. So
Wow,
because
limiting belief.
I'm not good enough, I need to prove to everybody that I'm good enough.
Mhm.
And so by that, and so I need to like show and do steps to prove to everybody and to myself that I'm good enough.
Oh, so limiting beliefs is one of the biggest thing that actually um, preventing people to be the best version of themselves, if I must say,
Yes, yes.
because they have, yeah,
They will limit how far we can go. How much are we willing to put ourselves out there?
yeah. This is so deep because limiting beliefs also come from the childhood um, pattern, right? That we perhaps many people need to work on the childhood um, trauma. Am I
Like
right in this case, Leonor?
most people, well,
Yeah,
yes, they need to work, but not everybody needs it. How can I say? Not to use the word should. So it's good
yeah.
if you work on it,
Mm.
but not necessarily everybody needs it. Some people they like to go to the past and to solve the past. Some people they just want to move forward. And for those people that just want to move forward to get things done, you don't really need it to go there and dig in the past, but you just need to gain awareness that you are dealing with this. So that some kind of reframe can happen. But for some people you actually need to go there and like do some regressive hypnotherapy and reframe there and like go like dig more into the mud per se.
Well, I mean, if it's not for many people working on the childhood, don't you think this is gonna impact in the any kind of relationship for for them?
Yes, like our childhood is like our beginning is where we learn most of the things.
Mm-hmm.
So and it's very important that we make peace with some of the things. It's going to be impossible to like heal everything. There is always going to be something. But with these things that are currently affecting us the most, yes, it's very important. So because you're going to be acting out of a default mode that might not necessarily be um, the best supportive in for you to achieve what you want to achieve.
Hmm. Ooh. So that is why. So I don't want to say this is assumption for me, but it come to mind that this is why many people not actually easy, not that as smooth to actually achieve their goal. That is why not many successful people in the world, I must say, because they stuck in these limiting beliefs.
Yes, they end up self-sabotaging because they have this limiting belief that most likely they are not aware of. So
Mhm.
they end up self-sabotaging to reinforce this limiting belief to prove that this is true. So they on the less unconscious level they self-sabotage so that they can still reinforce this belief because most of the times they are not aware of it. There is something that they are not aware of.
Hmm. So this is so the biggest challenge also as entrepreneur and business owner to
Yes.
actually achieve their goal too. Because one thing that you mentioned earlier also, because the introvert and feel overwhelmed to show up themselves. Would you like to tell us, how as a business owner or entrepreneur to show up to the world, to become the joy, like you like what you said earlier, I would like to know how, because as an entrepreneur too, I would like to show up, but I feel like, oh, how am I gonna do? I feel like, oh, no, 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 maybe someone gonna judge me to do this, or no, I don't think I'm gonna start this. How? Yeah, would you like to ask?
That is not so much to do with being introvert, but has to do with self-confidence. Like
Mm,
being introvert is more like know your limits, how much you can handle of being social, and take time to recharge. That's it. This when you start having like, oh, what are other going to think of me? This has more to do with confidence, and this the only way you can work on this is to show up, to put yourself out there. Once you do it a few times, then it becomes easier, and then you overcome it.
as simple as that. You have to be
Yeah,
confident if you
that's
are. Yeah, but in fact, to start doing it, it's not as easy when we say that. Do you
yeah,
have
it's
any? Yeah.
it's much easier said than done, actually.
Mm. So I would like to know, how do you start your own business? You have quite a successful business right now, I would say. I must say, you have a successful business. You have many people, many entrepreneurs around the world. And, and especially myself, I really enjoy working with you. Um, what is the biggest challenge as a life coach and hypnotherapist, to the biggest challenge in helping them, to move forward in their life?
So that you start your own business, like to give the step to start your own business, or
Yeah.
what the like as I see it, to start your own business, you kind of need to first know what you want to do,
Mm.
and then be connected with the why you are doing this, with the purpose. Why do I even want to have my own business? Why? Because this why is going to fuel you, is going to help you with motivation when times get tough, and they will get tough in the beginning. So because it will get very overwhelming in the beginning with everything that you have to do, especially if you are on the business by yourself, you have to do the work of many people. So it will get overwhelmed, and it might be very tempted for you to quit. And so that's why it's important to know your why, to write it down and know, why am I doing this? Why do I have my own business? Why my business exists? Because this will energize you. Having a sense of purpose will energize you to keep on going.
Mm. Knowing what you want first, and then the purpose, it's something that I had an experience before. Most of the time, every morning when I woke up, I felt like, oh gosh, what am I gonna do today, in the morning. I'm just like, I have no purpose in my life. I know what I'm doing, but it's like, this is not my purpose. Would you like to tell us how and what does the purpose means in this case as an entrepreneur, or maybe for whoever who's watching this video?
The purpose is like something that gives you a sense of purpose, basically, that it fulfills you, it makes you feel blissful when you are doing, and that gives you a meaning and like purpose, a meaning and a purpose why you are doing this, so that you are don't feel like you're doing worthless work. Because what
Mm,
happens is that many people are stuck in soul sucking jobs, that they are doing work that they feel is useless because there is no purpose or meaning in their work. They don't, at least they don't feel it. Sometimes there is, but they just have such a dark, negative mindset that they cannot see it. So it's just connecting with something that is even bigger than you, that is like it makes you feel like you matter, like what you're doing matters.
mm. What we do is matter. But sometimes we got as a people, we have a lot of things that disrupting our mind, especially, oh, if I'm not working, how am I gonna pay my bills? I know this is not my purpose, but I need this bill, right?
Yeah.
This is some kind of distraction that, you know,
Yes, and that's where you need to be practical, because this purpose, it's very beautiful, I understand, but we need to pay bills and we need to be practical. So for example, if you are working in a job that sucks your soul, but you have an idea of something that you want to do that is more aligned with purpose, plan the transition. Don't go crazy and quit the job and stay without money. Just plan the transition and start working on your other business little by little, because what can happen is that if you take the security from the salary from you, it will bring you to a very negative state. It's not going to work. It's not good, because we need that. So just plan it. Plan the transition. Start step by step, like, because when we have something to look for, we will have something to look for if you're planning, if you're doing this. So that will also help you to stay motivated. You need to have something to look for, a goal, a target, a vision.
mm, so again, have to know about what the goal, what's the vision, and etc. etc. And how about young people who is going to start their own business? They don't know even the goal, what they want to do. They don't even know what kind of vision that they
Yeah.
have. Yeah.
If you don't know any, if you don't know, if you don't have a target, if you have no idea what you want to, you shouldn't start a business at all. Period.
Oh, this is
Like,
good one. Good one.
like then you should just go to employment. If you don't have an idea, if you don't have a vision, if you don't know what you want to do, you just want to have the business for the sake of having a business. So what's even the point of having a business? Like,
Right. Because it's funny as a I would say the young people in this generation, it's because too many that is influenced by, I would say, many social media that say that, hey, start the business, don't be an employee. And then their mindset, it become like, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, I'm going to start the business, but I don't know what I'm going to do. And then at the same time, these young people, they don't even want to go to work. What is the message that would you like to tell the young people who's watching these videos?
well, if you want to start a business, you don't know what to do. And if you don't have any experience or anything, and you just like want to start a business just for the sake of it, uninstall social media, go away from social media, get a job, get some life experience, and then start the business, because then you will have more of an idea of what you want to do.
Mm,
Like, but
okay.
also develop your skills while you are working in a job. Take courses, develop skills, interpersonal skills, like technical skills, whatever. But just live your life. Don't spend your life in social media, like buying to all those BS streams.
Hmm. This is the big message, okay, for all of you watching. You are watching this video, right? So just go away from social media and improve your skill. Get the
And you
course.
can, like, there are a lot of people that they do have social media based business, but
Mm,
they have a lot of skills that they learn outside of posting on Instagram, for example. And
mm,
then they use those skills to build a business, but they had to develop those skills somehow. And they know they have a goal. Okay, they have this business exists because they want to help people grow their social media. So you need to know what you want to do. If you just want to have a business for the sake of having a business, I don't think it's going to work out.
yeah, yeah, indeed. Oh, huh, good one. And you also helping group people, not only one-on-one coaching, right, Leonor?
Yes,
And
I
mhm. And you also available as a speaker, for all in the company, for example. So um, I'm curious, what is the not the idea, something that really motivates you to help many people around the world? What kind of experience did you have before that's now you're really passionate to help people to move on, to overcome the overwhelm, especially, to create their deep joy, for example? What is motivate you to?
so I kind of started to get interested in personal development and psychology, like, was it 12, 13 years ago? And the more I learned about it, the more I understood that I was causing myself what I call unnecessary suffering. And I start to observe people around me. And the more I work on myself as well, I start to observe people around me that they were making their life much more complicated than it has to be. They were causing themselves a lot of unnecessary suffering because of the way they were thinking, their attitudes, their behaviors. So, and this is what motivates me, is to help people to put the end on their unnecessary suffering. So that they can get more life quality, because the quality of your life changes so much when you stop doing causing yourself this unnecessary suffering, because there is a lot of suffering in the world already. Like, you cannot avoid suffering. It's everywhere. But if on top of that you are putting yourself into more of that, it life is going to be very hard.
Hmm. So that's why it's you have the idea, and you would like to help people. Let's start from the personal development that you've been working for 13 years.
Yes, so that people can get to know themselves. For example, a lot of people, they know, they have an idea of who they think they are, but they don't really know themselves so well. Like, they don't have any idea about what are their values, why even matters.
Yeah.
They they are very blind to their beliefs and to their thought patterns. Most people, they don't question what they think. They assume everything they think as true, and as we know, is not.
Yeah. It is not. And Here's also what I found in this society. Well, I personally, thought before that talking with friends, any kind of friend, it's actually helped me to grow and improve myself. But it's actually not, because not every person, not every friends, even the family, I would say, it cannot. It's not really helpful, not really helping, you know what I mean, because some of them are judging, oh, don't worry about that, or it goes into the toxic positive, don't worry about that, you know what, you have to move on. And it's so hard to actually express the ourselves to this kind of people, right? So this is why life coach or professional like you exist in this world, because so that we can help others, because people are cannot living alone in the world, they need people who can share about the idea, the situation, or what is happening in their life. So what is your advice to people to be, you know what I mean, like it's not as simple when you talk to friends. Go to
So,
professional.
like, based on what you described about talking with friends, is
Mm,
first a very important skill that people like can develop and like we should develop is to learn how to listen, because like people are not really listening to you. They are like you are talking, and then they are like listen to the stories in their head, and they go with their judgments, and then and then they will like just say something, but they never really listen to you. They
mm,
never really try
yeah,
to understand you. They are just listening to you to reply, not to understand you. So that is very important, and it's hard to find somebody that actually listens and that calls on your BS, because you need
yeah,
those people in your life that will call you on your BS. Because if everybody just like, hey, you're so strong, so yeah, go go, like you're not going to grow. So you need a few honest people in your life that listen and call you on your BS. But those people, they are a bit harder to find because they need to be mature people that have done their work, that they know themselves, so that they can actually be grounded and they don't try to please you, try to be people pleasers.
yeah.
So
Well,
yes.
come back to the people pleaser again. Um, I know someone who is really, really good and so kind and so amazing and so beautiful. And then it's because these people, maybe people pleaser, I would say. It's always say yes, never ever say no, and then all of a sudden, the relationship it become cool. I mean, not cool, cold. It become cold, and it's gone. There's no any relationship anymore because this person feel like I already too kind to you, but you always, you know what I mean, like it's never say no, and then all of a sudden this person become tired and couldn't handle it anymore, and then it's gone. They don't talk to each other anymore because, well, the other person, they don't know if this person actually hurt the other person, but this person expect, because they don't this person doesn't have the boundary, right?
Yeah, yeah, so like if you're always saying yes to everything, like I said before, to every yes that you say that you don't want to say, you're saying no to yourself. So if
Yeah.
you're always saying yes to everything, if you don't like if you try to please everybody and keep everything at peace, you're going to build a lot of resentment because your needs are not going to be met. You're going to be drained out because you feel that there is a big unbalance between giving and receiving. And yes, and eventually it's normal that those relationships, either the person ends up miserable or that there is so much resentment that is it cannot move on.
Hmm. Oh my God, it's just complicated, right? Life. Do you think life is complicated, Leonor?
Life in itself is not that complicated, but we make it
Right.
complicated.
Oh, I love this one. We make it complicated as a human because what is the reason people make the life become complicated? What is the cause of that?
I don't
Society.
know the exact cause. I can just give my 2 cents. Just like thing. I think one of the things is that hurt people hurt people. So
Yeah.
like when you're hurt, you're going and you don't take care of your hurt, you're going to project on other people, you're going to make other people lives miserable. So I
Yes,
think
I agree with
that's a
this.
big thing that causes things to be complicated, and then we need a bit of drama, you need a bit, because we also need to have some problems. If we don't have problems, we don't grow. If we don't face challenges, we don't grow. So because we don't yet learned how to like how to grow from the positive, only from the negative input. So it's maybe in a way it's bad that is complicated, but in a way it's good that we make it so complicated because it helps us to grow.
Because growing it's not that easy.
No, it's kind of in a way to grow as a person. You know, you need to die as well. You need to die the old you. All those things that you were attached to, like the way you were, like everything, you need to die so that you can be reborn. It's painful to let go of some aspects of you, some things of you that they were protecting you. They existed because they were there to protecting you.
Mm,
So
yeah.
that's a very painful movement to do, but it's very needed.
This is interesting, Leonor, about letting go. I think this is the one of the biggest challenge for many people, to let go of something that they really want or anything. This is one of the biggest challenge.
Well, it's because we want familiarity. It's much like we prefer to hold on into things that that are not making us happy, like to hold on to those things instead of letting go and find things that will make us happy, because these things they are familiar to us. So this is what you know, it's our comfort zone, it's our familiarity. And it's very hard sometimes to let go, even on like a bad relationship, because this is what we know. So we are afraid to let go and start a new one because we don't know like how is life outside of this relationship. So we prefer to like keep the pain, the familiar pain, than to let go and discover like unfamiliar joy.
Because this is something that really uncertain. That is why it is hard to let go of something that we don't know what is going to happen in the
Yes,
future.
yes, yes, exactly. That's why it's very important to work on yourself and build like inner strength and resilience and to be grounded in who you are so that you can navigate these challenges better.
Hmm. So this is why, for all of you guys who's watching this, you have to know who you are first in order to help yourself to at least, letting go is something that hard, but this is also something that you can discover, that you can experience in order to move forward and grow yourself to be the person who you want to be.
Yes, it starts with you.
Yeah. My question, Leonor, to understand who you are, who we are as person, as human, How do we start?
Mm, that's a good question because normally people start it when there is a crisis. Like there are not that many people that start doing this work just for fun. So
Yeah.
there is a crisis. Like you feel that something is like there is an itch you cannot scratch. Something is not quite right, or actually some kind of tragedy. Something happens, and that will start your questioning, and then you start finding answers. But it's very important, like either like read some books or go search help, that somebody that will start make you question yourself, question who you are, because that's what we need to start doing it. We need to start question ourselves and not take everything that we think or say, that we think in particular, you know, we need to say it like as the truth.
Hmm. By reading the book or seek the professional help to start
Like the
to help.
book, for
Mhm.
example, I can share that with me. I read a book from Eckhart Tolle, A New Earth,
Yeah.
and that book made me start questioning myself, like how I was behaving, where I came from and so on. And from there I searched for help, like I worked with coaches, I like read many books, courses, and so on. So like sometimes you just need like a book that like, this makes me think about myself.
Mm, yeah. It's again start from the book, especially the personal development book. And then the title of the book that you just mentioned from Eckhart Tolle, what was that?
And you hurt.
Oh, The New Heart. I haven't read that one. New Heart or New Heart?
Hurt, like planet
Ah,
Earth.
oh, New Earth. Okay. Okay. Hmm. It seems like I would say it seems like people are happy or more enjoy staying in the comfort zone rather than seeking something again in this case.
Yes, it's in general, people rather stay in the uncomfort of their comfort zone
Hmm.
than going outside of it. And it might be very uncomfortable to be there, but going outside of it, trying new things, thinking in new ways, it's much more like it's harder for them. Although it will decrease the uncomfort in the long run. But people think very short term, they don't think on the long run. So like they think right now this feels painful, I will not do it now. Even though this thing that that you think like you should be doing right now, it's going to help you tomorrow. But right now because it feels painful, I'm not going to do it now. No. I will stay here.
Yes. Hmm. Oh, this is so interesting. I mean, this is something that I also learned in this conversation personally. You know, being in the comfort zone is the best place ever, but it's not gonna bring me to the highest potential myself, to the highest me. You know what I mean? Like, because there's a lot of effort to work to get the to get to the place, to the high place. You know what I mean? Like like that.
Like if you just stay in the comfort zone, you're not going to grow. If you don't
Yeah.
grow, you stay the same. That's it. And especially if you want to start a business, you definitely need to go out of the comfort zone. Definitely.
Oh yes. Stay away from your comfort zone if you really want to start the
Yeah, like
business. Right.
how can I say? It's always good to have some kind of anchor in the comfort zone,
Mm-hmm.
because a place that you can go if you need, because just ripping out everything from the comfort zone might be very bad for some people, but go there and know that you can come back. Go outside and know that you can come back. And at some point you don't need to come back anymore. It bec-
Mm.
you're it becomes your comfort zone expands, and that things that you were doing that are uncomfortable, they are not uncomfortable anymore because they are part of your comfort zone.
Interesting one. Um, how hard, we have this interesting discussion, and my curiosity come to, how hard it is. You're really passionate in helping people. How hard it is to actually helping this kind of people, especially people who's, you especially in the burnout, and helping um, high achieving introvert entrepreneurs. It is hard, Leonor, actually helping people or human, with a lot of ooh.
It's not hard, I would say, but you cannot get emotionally involved in the stories of some people because then it's like it will be heavy on you. So you need to, like, you're there for the client, you need to take yourself from the equation. And that's something that it might take a little while to learn. It takes
Mhm.
like, but and like it was maybe heavier in the beginning. Now it's not so heavy. But people are complicated. So like what can be hard sometimes is try to until we get to the point of what is exactly like the source of everything. But nothing like I like doing research, nothing like a bit of research doesn't help.
Mm. So I know that you have already the knowledge, you have the experience, you have the skills, especially with many courses that you took years ago and become who you are. This is why it's not hard, as a professional again, Oh, it's so
And
beautiful.
I also have walked this path. I had a burnout as well, and I had like things. So like I know I have walked this myself.
Oh yeah, you had this experience before. You had this experience before that you had the burnout long time ago. That is why. Wow. Okay. So how did you feel about that when you had the burnout?
I felt that all the life was sucked out of me. I had no life left inside of me.
Oh gosh.
So, but like it took a very long time to recover because it takes a very long time to recover.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's not pretty. Let me tell, it's not pretty.
Ah, gosh. Okay. And yeah. So right. So the last one, I would like to know that what is the one message that you would like to share to people who's watching this video? Who face the burnout, for all of the people who's watching this
Like
video.
act before it's too late. If you feel like you're being under stress for a very long time, reach for help. Take care of yourself because you can get into habitual burnout, which is like burnout as your default mode, and that's not pretty. So act before it's too late and like reach out for help if you have been under chronic stress and if you feel like you might be reaching a state of burnout.
Okay, that's best message for all of you who's watching this video. So yeah, thank you very much, Leonor, for your time, and
Thank you for
thank you for.
inviting me.
It's a pleasure. It's my pleasure to be honest. So thank you so much for the insight. And yeah, for all of you who's watching, thank you so much for watching. And Leonor, it's been amazing, and thank you so much.
Thank you for having me here. Bye.